So Warren, I want to talk about how to store a motorcycle, whether it be for the winter and you're putting it away for a few months, or perhaps you're going off on a trip somewhere and you know you're not going to be riding your bike and you want to store it for a few months. My first question is, if we break it down and we start talking about petrol, gasoline, how long can a tank of gasoline sit?
Well, the rule of thumb is it shouldn't be stored longer than a month with the gas that's in it. Mm-hmm. That problem is exacerbated by using a fuel that has various compounds in it, but the biggest one that is current right now is ethanol.
Right.
Ethanol is really bad for modern motorcycles in particular. Any of the fuel injection O-rings and things like that, it doesn't help to have ethanol sitting against them for any length of time.
Really?
So basically, the shorter the better.
Yeah.
But if you're going to store the bike for any length of time, longer than a month, you should try and get ethanol-free gas. Mm-hmm. And the only gas that I know of right now that is a guaranteed ethanol-free is Shell Premium.
Right.
It's supposed to be guaranteed to have no ethanol in it. And so if I were storing my bike, I would put Shell Premium. In fact, I use Shell Premium all the time in my bike. Mm-hmm. And then you store it. Now, the fuel injection systems, unlike carburetors, fuel injection systems are sealed. Mm-hmm. So it is important to use a fuel stabilizer. In this case, I have some Yamaha fuel stabilizer.
Yeah.
Yamaha give this away at the bike show, which is really good because I just keep going back and get more and more and more. So I have a good supply of it.
Yeah.
And basically, you just pour it into the gas tank when you put in the gas. But if it's a bike with fuel injection, mm-hmm. you should actually run the engine to make sure that the treated gas goes right through the whole system. Right. Before you shut it down. In a carbureted bike, it's better to actually put the fuel in the tank, turn the petcock off, and drain the carburetors. Right. Because even with the stabilizer in the float bowls, it's better to not have it evaporating out of the float bowls.
So if I have a motorcycle that has traditional carburetors, I shut the petcock off, run the motorcycle until it stalls, and that's drained the carburetors.
Exactly.
Now we talk about how to do it, when you're going to do it, but we don't say why. Why is it important to do this? I mean, really important to do this.
Well, in the case of a carbureted bike, it's even more important mm-hmm. because what happens is the fuel slowly evaporates and sediments in the fuel just gather in the bottom of that float bowl and create a sort of a green mossy looking thing actually, which can block the jets and cause all kinds of internal carburation problems come spring. In fuel injection systems, especially ethanol, the problem with ethanol is ethanol absorbs water from the atmosphere. Mm. So what happens is water eventually accumulates in your fuel tank, which can cause rust in the fuel tank, but can also, if it goes through the fuel injection system, can cause things like fuel injectors to rust. Mm-hmm. Internal parts of the fuel injection system can start to rust, and that can cause all kinds of problems, come spring. So it's simple, it's easy to do, just follow the directions on the bottle, you pour the bottle in first, fill the tank, you're good to go.
For a couple of bucks and 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thanks, Warren, some great advice.
All right.